Neal Batra from the floor at CES 2026 live from Las Vegas. I'm here with Andy Davis, my esteemed colleague, and we're gonna tell you a little bit more about the paper we wrote around prevention in September of 25 and the themes and how it relates to what we're seeing on the floor here at CES this year. And one of the big ahas, Andy, is that we're seeing lots of technologies that get you in front of disease, right? We're seeing glasses that have built-in audio for those that are beginning to lose hearing. And is that a way for maybe to stunt development of dementia downstream? We're seeing sleeping devices that you are kind of on the go that allows you to maybe take a cat nap or get some sleep to maybe facilitate your health so you're not suffering from bad sleep overnight. And so you're seeing these technologies, and one of the things that strikes us and I think lots of others is, do these things matter, right? These seem incremental on the edge. Is it just extra costs associated with this perception of wellness, or is there cascading benefits when you get in front of disease and affect and impact some of these smaller things that maybe can develop into bigger things?
Well, and I love that because every small thing matters. So what's interesting, we spent 24 months on this research, and one of the, I'll say, myths that we were able to bust is as you age, you get more sick. And when I say age, you get more sick, you have more chronic conditions, and therefore you cost more. In order to actually work through and understand all of what's happening with diseases, what we ended up doing is we broke down how often people have a disease, whether they have cardiovascular cancer, cardiovascular issues, cancer, diabetes, how often they have 1, 2, 3, 12 of those things. What's interesting, Neal, right, is a 25-year-old who has 3 chronic conditions costs the exact same amount as someone who's 64 and has 3 chronic conditions. If you jump into Medicare, and you think about someone who's 65 and they have 5 chronic conditions, they cost the same amount as someone who's 85 and have chronic conditions. And what I love about what we're seeing on the floor is these micro things, which you may say, okay, it's not gonna prevent, does glasses prevent diabetes? I don't know, but they may feel more engaged in the ecosystem. They may not actually develop Alzheimer's and dementia, and keeping someone from laddering up in this disease escalator that we have.
Comorbidities, yep.
That is a huge driver of our costs and our ability to have influence over that. And that's what I love about the show is we're influencing care, whether you're healthy, like you and I hopefully are, or whether you already have some of these, and I want to keep you from going from 3 to 4. And that step matters, right? Would you agree? Like as you think about the floor, that we're seeing.
Yeah, no, I think it's fascinating. I think it also is justification for continued funding and innovation on these things that sit in front of sick care and disease, right? So often people hear us talking future of health and they think that we're talking about the end of the sick care machine. Right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about complementary technologies that let you diagnose sooner, intervene sooner, maybe avoid, but if not, I'm intervening so much sooner, maybe I can halt this hyper complex cascading downstream, or to your point, stacking comorbidities, which then drives cost.
Yeah, and that becomes a huge component when we talk about the cost issue that we have in the United States. It is the cost of every single one of these individuals that has 3, 4, 10 chronic conditions that end up multiplying what we end up spending on healthcare. And so I'm so excited about what we see on the floor because we're engaging people just in a different way, micro ways that matter.
Yeah, so take away from the floor here at CES, the number of comorbidities matters. It's not about age. It's how many have you stacked and are you managing those early and efficiently. So really wonderful insight. Andy Davis, Neal Batra of Live from the Floor CES 2026, back with more.